Prabhupada ki jai. As husband and wife, a man and woman plan together to attain happiness and decrease unhappiness. Working jointly in many ways. But because their activities are full of desires, these activities are never a source of happiness and they never diminish distress. On the contrary, they are a cause of great unhappiness. Evam viparyayam buddhva nrinam विज्ञाभिमानिनाम् आत्मानश्चागतिं सूक्ष्मां स्थानात्रयविलक्षणाम् दृष्टाश्रुताभिर्मात्राभिर्निर्मुक्ता स्वेन तेजसा ज्ञानविज्ञाय संतृप्तो मद्भक्ता पुरुषो भवेत्. Translation by Prabhupada. One should understand that the activities of persons who are proud of their material experience bring only results contradictory to those such persons conceive while awake, sleeping, and deeply sleeping. One should further understand that the spirit soul, although very difficult for the materialistic to perceive, is above all these conditions, and by the strength of one's discrimination, one should give up the desire for fruitive results in the present life and in the next. Thus, becoming experienced in transcendental knowledge, one should become my devotee. एतावान् एव मनुचैर् योगाने पुण्यबुद्धिभिः स्वार्थः सर्वात्मना ज्ञेयो परात्मैकदर्शनम्. Purport by Prabhupada. Persons who try to reach the ultimate goal of life must expertly observe the Supreme Absolute Person and the living entity who are one in quality in their relationship as part and whole. This is the ultimate understanding of life. There is no better truth than this. Verse 64. Tvam eta shraddhaya rajan apramatto vacho mam jnana vignaya sampanno dharyan ashu siddhyasi. Translation by Prabhupada. O King, if you accept this conclusion of mine, being unattached to material enjoyment, adhering to me with great faith, and thus becoming proficient and fully aware of knowledge and its practical application in life, you will achieve the highest perfection by attaining me. Shri Shuk Uvacha Ashvashya Bhagavan Itham Chitraketum Jagat Guru Pashyatastasya Vishwatma Tathascha Antardadhe Hari. Translation by Prabhupada. Sri Sukdev Goswami continued. After thus instructing Chitraketu and assuring him of perfection in this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Spiritual Master, the Supreme Soul, Sankarshan, disappeared from that place as Chitraketu looked on. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 6th canto, 16th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled King Chitraketu Meets the Supreme Lord. Om Ajnantimirandasya Gyan Anjan Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadabahiyam Dadati Swapadantikam. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगत पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्ते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिय. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांता स्वामी इति नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. Let's read the translations again. Verse 60. As husband and wife, Man and woman plan together to attain happiness and decrease unhappiness, working jointly in many ways. But because their activities are full of desires, these activities are never a source of happiness and they never diminish distress. On the contrary, they are a cause of great unhappiness. One should understand that the activities of persons who are proud of their material experience bring only results contradictory to those such persons conceive while awake, sleeping, and deeply sleeping. One should further understand that the spirit soul, although very difficult for the materialistic to perceive, is above all these conditions, and by the strength of one's discrimination, one should give up the desire for fruitive results in the present life and in the next. Thus, becoming experienced in transcendental knowledge, one should become my devotee. Persons who try to reach the ultimate goal of life must expertly observe the Supreme Absolute Person and the living entity who are one in quality in their relationship as part and whole. This is the ultimate understanding of life. There is no better truth than this. O King, if you accept this conclusion of mine, being unattached to material enjoyment, adhering to me with great faith, and thus becoming proficient and fully aware of knowledge and its practical application in life, you will achieve the highest perfection by attaining me. Shri Sukdev Goswami continued. Thus, after instructing Chitraketu and assuring him of perfection in this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Spiritual Master, the Super Soul Sankarshan, disappeared Krishna from that place as Chitraketu looked on. Okay, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, which is called as Prescribed Duties for the Mankind, chapter 16. Still remember the name? Called as
King Chitraketu meets the Supreme Lord.
King Chitraketu meets
King
the
Chitraketu meets the Supreme Lord.
very nice. So we are studying that. The Lord is instructing Chitraketu, and of course, He's instructing each one of us from so many, we are getting this knowledge in the Parampara system as to how one should be living in this world so that we don't continue to get entangled in this world. Right? Yesterday we studied that. What did we study yesterday?
Not be
Material
entangled in
enjoyment.
footive activities. It should not be entangled in footive activities. And
Yes.
Thinking the God as the super soul, it should achieve the highest goal of life. Not to be
The
independent.
futility. Thank you, Madji. The futility of performing the fruitive activity for a fruitive result. Either one does a fruitive activity or one does a fruitive activity under the name of Vedic ritual. So Krishna is saying, do the activity, but don't get attached to the result. And that activity is called as devotional service. So to perform a devotional service, we free ourselves. Otherwise, we bind ourselves. Right? And here Krishna is giving practical example of that particular instruction. He said we read yesterday that as in a family, a husband and wife are working together in many ways. Sometimes they both work to earn money. Sometimes one works focusing on the children in the house, and the other one works to bring resources from the outside world to the house to nurture the family. And the goal is to attain happiness and decrease unhappiness. Right? Many ways where the husband and wife are working together for this common goal. But Krishna is saying that these activities are never a source of happiness. Indeed, actually, they cause great unhappiness. So how do we understand that? Because if they're not working together, then there is obviously going to be an unhappiness and distress in the family. So how do we understand that if they are working together with a goal of decreasing unhappiness and increasing happiness, they will still not get the happiness. They will still get great unhappiness. What is Krishna? Because he ultimately says this in the subsequent verses. How do we understand this? What is it that they're doing wrong, for to say? Huh?
Material desires, that is what.
Correct. This is correct. The heart, the mind. The Ramanishra Prabhu was saying this in the other day in the class. I was hearing his Bhagavatam class in the morning, that the material desires, as long as the desires are agitating the mind, there is no question of being calm. There is no question of being calm, and there's no question of being happy, because the desires always agitate. If I'm always wanting something, then how can I be happy? Because I'm always wanting something. I can say in the secular world, we can say that, okay, you know what? No, be grateful for what you have. Yes, but still, if you ask the person, yes, I'm grateful, but I also want more, 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 more. So if you want more, 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 more things, then there is no question of being happy. Now, a devotee also wants more, right? But why are they so calm and quiet? How come they are so peaceful? Their faces speak the condition of their heart and mind, so calm and peaceful. How come? Because they are requiring only for the service of Krishna, right? They're requiring only for the service of Krishna. They're not requiring for the satisfaction of their own senses. The senses can never be satisfied. Chaitanya Chaitamrita also we read this, right? Kamadhinam katina kalita palita durnidesha tesham jatan maina karuna na kripa no pashanti. This Brahmin is telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kamadhinam katina kalita palita durnidesha. This I have served, like I have served uh, my family, my senses, my wife, um, but they neither are they satisfied nor are my senses satisfied. Nobody is satisfied. We can study it in our life more scrutinizingly. Start paying attention. That is it true? We can say, okay, when I was younger, I lived in not so privileged situations, but now somebody can say that. This is a very common story, or most of the time we hear this time and again, because people do bring their lives together later in life, that we worked so hard, we actually made our life, we built this empire, we did this, and we are rich, we have so much money, we have so much resources. But if you ask that, are you happy? Well, I'm not unhappy because I don't have money, but the question is, are you happy? They don't have an answer for that. A sincere person will not have the answer for that. Okay, I have a friend whose husband used to have this vegetable oil, frying oil company. And the company, the whole company got burnt because of the short circuit. So then overnight they became very poor, and went through a lot of struggles, had to meet the needs of the day, sometimes had to live day by day. But today they are like India's number one diamond merchants. Okay, so and she's my friend, so I say, okay, so they became diamond merchant, but they say, okay, so are you happy? Are you very happy? Because clearly you went through so much, and now you are like a diamond merchant. So the answer I get, because she's my friend, because she's a devotee, because she chants Hare Krishna, she says, "Yeah, I am not unhappy because I'm poor. I have money by Krishna's grace, but am I happy? I don't know about that." Well, the reason is because as our, expenditure increases, our desires also increase. Actually, the money, what is it? Devamrita Maharaj was once saying in Gitanagri that a person thinks that for every, now this is in dollars, every dollar increase, the expenditure, actually economical statistics are, if a salary increases by $1, then the expenditure increases by $1.60. So actually, the expenditure increase is more than what we can make. That means we are wanting more and more and more and more things. Okay, so how do we understand that in our practical application of Krishna consciousness? Be aware of it. Most of us are not aware of it. Now, this is about working towards diminishing unhappiness and bringing upon happiness. And this is about somebody who might be having a very prestigious position in their uh, society. I was interacting today only. This is a very prominent person in India who is like plays a very vital role in Indian railways. Okay, so I went to their house and I went in December. Very nice. The government gives you the house. They take care of your um I don't know what all they take care, but they have like cars and drivers and house. Fine. I'm not like this is fine, you work towards it. But then when I look at the condition, there's so much unresolved things between the people. Says outside we go, we maybe we put on a mask, we sometimes people get good at it. They get good at putting on a mask and becoming something that they are not. And when they come back home to the same environment that reminds them of their pain and unresolved issues, then the mask has to come out. So this is what Krishna is saying, that one should understand that the activities of persons who are proud of their material experience bring only results contradictory to those such persons conceive while awake, sleeping, and deeply sleeping. This is okay. If I become very famous, become very influential, very prestigious, then I'm actually going to get so many luxuries for free. I'm going to get recognition. I'm going to get awards. I'm going to get fame. I'm probably going to get money, right? All these things will come. The things will be easier for me. Definitely, those people, the things are easier for them than for a normal person. I could see that very clearly. Honestly, I could see that it's very easy for them to do so many things that are so uh, like work like they are work intense for a common person, but being happy, I think the devotees in the temple are more happy. I don't know, it's not doesn't bring happiness. And now Krishna is validating my experience and observation that I might be thinking that this is the way I'm going to get happy. But the mind will always cheat us. The mind which is not taking me to Krishna is a biggest cheater, biggest enemy. And if I keep on listening to my enemy, then I'll never become happy. Never. Okay. This you can also share your experience or think about these experiences in your own life or the life of the people around you, that they thought or we thought that this is going to solve my problem, and solving the problem I equated it to becoming happiness, which didn't end up happening. So, what is Krishna saying? That give up the desire for fruitive result. Okay, is a desire for fruitive result. What is a desire for fruitive result? That I can be happy in some way or another. Happy. So, I can only be happy if I'm with Krishna. So when somebody is trying to reach Krishna, then Krishna is saying, remember that me and you are super soul, and the soul are equal in quality. And when they are equal in quality, then only those two individuals can understand each other. Right? What do we say in this life that to have a good relationship? Let's say friend and friend, good friendship. What do we say that, okay, we have a good understanding? Yes, we say that. How do you say somebody is a good friend to someone?
Yes, Mataji.
That they have a
Same way, same level of understanding, Mataji. Understanding.
yeah, so good understanding. But then Krishna is saying that if you actually want to be perfect, then understand that this quality of understanding is only possible between the super soul and the soul. But the problem with the conditioned soul is that we don't see the super soul. So we don't uh, work towards something that we don't see or we don't have an experience of, or we are not surrounded by people who don't have an experience of. So it's very important that we keep that sort of an association. Association makes all the difference in one's life. Okay. So Krishna is saying become unattached to material enjoyment. He's not saying become unattached to enjoyment. He's saying become unattached to material enjoyment, which means become attached to spiritual enjoyment. Okay, the whole world might be going in one direction. Okay, this another experience I want to share. I was not directly there, but I was thinking. Last year, two of my friends' daughters visited me from India. And for the new year, I took them to Gita Nagari. Okay, for the first time they came, and I took them to Gita Nagari. And in Gita Nagari, in the evening, 31st December last year, 2024 to 2025, we have always have very nice program. The whole community comes together, and we have evening 5 p.m. it starts, and then we are singing different bhajans and sharing, caring, and there's like very nice prasadam. And then towards the midnight everyone goes to the temple hall, and then there is kirtan, and then there are fireworks after that. So the girls stayed with me, and they met all the devotees of the community, ate with them. They also sang the songs. Everything was like very nice. Um, and then we rang into the new year with the devotees singing Hare Krishna, and then lightning the fireworks. So this year, these two girls were in India, and I was also there, but we were at different places. So they both told me that how much they missed Gita Nagari. They went to a very posh party, a dinner party for the new year where everybody was dressed like royal, and everybody was very much like aristocratic in behavior. They were all bureaucrats, diplomats, and very nice catering, very nice light music playing as to what they were telling me. Okay, I wasn't there. But then they still came back to me and said that New Year was better, which we had it in Gita Nagari. And none of us in Gita Nagari dressed up as a bureaucrat, I can tell you that. That New Year was better. This was so boring. It was so monotonous. We had to put mask on our faces as to what we are not. So it says Krishna touches the heart of the soul. What was the difference? The difference was that there was remembrance of Krishna in that association. And in this association, there is just an attempt to become happy by drinking this drink, or eating this dish, or wearing this cloth, or having this title. It is exhausting. We still, because we don't know, why do we hold on to it if it is so exhausting? Because we don't know anything better. But if you know something better, like these girls got the taste, got the memory. Krishna gives the memory, right? Says, okay, no, this is not something which I want. That was better. My heart wants to go back there, back there, back there. So you say association makes all the difference. Despite of having exposure to all the world-class material enjoyment, if your heart still wants to go to the devotee association, you made it. You got the taste. Now work on making it strong from nishtha. What is the first stage? Shraddha. From Shraddha to
Sadhusanga.
nishtha to ruchi, which is like strengthening. Okay, so the verdict of these verses is Krishna is kind of like reminding us that you are looking for happiness. We are all looking for happiness. We're not looking to make our life miserable and unhappy, but look at it at a place where we really find it. And that understanding lies in understanding our relationship with the super soul. And how do we understand our relationship with the super soul? By being in the right kind of association, okay, which can actually nurture and reinforce that memory. And what will be the result? The result will be detachment from the fruitive results, and attachment for the activities that enhance one's Krishna consciousness. Somehow or other, I want to be more Krishna conscious. I want to remember Krishna more. I want to be of the service more. So Krishna will direct, he says, whatever you lack, I provide, and whatever you have, I preserve. So as our desires become more and more strong, we become more and more into that kind, we get dragged into that kind of an association. naturally. We don't even realize how that happened. I think I'll stop here. Any questions, reflections, realizations, corrections?